Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. If you've been on Dokkan today, you would have seen there's some new stages coming for Red Zone, the 3 story events, and part 2 will be beginning tomorrow. So we're going to be going through everything that is coming in part 2 of Global 7th Anniversary. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and let's get into it. So we have the usual. We have more anniversary missions where you're going to get stones, you're going to get those anniversary coins where you can get Kais, etc. You know, you're probably going to get more tickets, tons of thanks tickets, you know, all that good stuff. We've also got the apprentice to Whis, convinced with the gourmet of the earth, team cart campaign, cart missions, more cart missions where you're just kind of completing very easy tasks as a whole, as a player base, to get more rewards like stones, Kais, orbs, training items, medals, etc, etc. We've got the next stages of these events for the free-to-play Goku and Chi-Chi, Vegeta and Bulma, and the eventual LR for the Gohan, Goten and Trunks. These two will be fully awakened. Dokkan awakened. I'm pretty sure they get easy A's, so probably won't be doing videos on them just yet, even though unfortunately the free-to-play units just wasn't that great for this anniversary. But these two are getting Dokkan awakenings now, which is good, so you can get some more stones from there. It's kind of the important part right now. And kind of the juicy stuff is the easy A's for the Tech Ssj4 Gogeta, also the Fizz Omega Shenron, and the Super Saiyan God Vegeta and Super Saiyan God Goku. So we're going to quickly run through what they do. So after easy Aing, the Strength Vegeta will have Super Strength types Ki +3, HP and attack and defense +170. On Super, he will greatly raise his attack, causes supreme damage to enemy and greatly lowers defense. It would have been nice if he greatly raised both attack and defense, just because defense is just a little bit more valuable nowadays. But I guess they kind of went with the typical, one of them does more offensive things and then the other one does more defensive things, but it kind of would have been nice. On his passive, he gets Ki +3, attack and defense +150, high chance of guarding all attacks, which I've said this so many times and I'll say it again. The chances to guard, a lot of us, including myself, aren't a fan of. In terms of the chance itself, not a problem, not a problem. If the game told me when a unit was guarding, if they had a chance to guard, I really wouldn't mind it. But because we don't have that, the high chance to guard it's a little bit meh. But still, I mean, it's kind of better than having no chance to guard, I guess. That is a 50% chance of guarding all attacks, which is quite nice. But you know, if you don't guard, then you're probably going to be open to some damage, especially on a super. He also gets an additional attack and defense +77% for 3 turns after receiving an attack, which you can constantly just set that off, which is nice to have combined on top of the 150. And then if you guard as well, defensively, he's actually looking pretty good for the turn. But again, it's a high chance and you won't know until it's too late, which by then he could not be guarding and you could be taking some damage, which is why it kind of would have been nice if he could greatly raise attack and defense on super so he has a bit more padding. But you know, here we are. He also has a medium chance of launching an additional super attack as well, which again, if he could greatly raise both attack and defense, having that medium chance of launching an additional on top of any dupes you have in him would have been sick. He would have been actually pretty good defensively and offensively. But again, here we are. He also has a great chance, which is a 70% chance of stunning the attacked enemy when there is a movie bosses or pure Saiyans category enemy. This is only going to be useful for red zone stages where you can stun, which is not many. Same with dodge. And this is only going to be useful in specific Super Battle Road and ESBR stages. So you can take advantage of it, but there's a lot of Dokkan content where you won't be able to take advantage of that. But it should have been nice if you could greatly raise both attack and defense, but doesn't matter. But then we have the Easy A Tech God Goku, who of course goes incredibly well on that rotation with the LR Tech Gods. He's now a Super Tech type lead, giving Ki +3, HP and attack and defense +130. He raises his defense by 30% for 1 turn, causes supreme damage to enemy and seals. Can be useful for when in events where you can actually seal. He gets Ki +3 and attack and defense +150 as well. He randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to rainbow key spheres, and gets attack and defense +7% in addition per key sphere obtained, which is going to help like convert. I know you don't get that many, like what, 5 maybe rainbow key spheres, but that's going to help him get the attack and defense +7% he needs to build him up. Then he gets an additional attack and defense +77% with 2 or more key spheres obtained, or sorry, 2 or more rainbow key spheres obtained, which is very easy to do when he is a rainbow orb changer, which is very nice. And then if you can get lucky enough with his orb changing and, you know, the orb placement itself, you could get his attack and defense plus 77% with 2 or more rainbow key spheres obtained. And then you can give the gods next to him the rainbow key spheres they need as well, or just some extra key if they need it. So it can work more than just on himself, which is good. Also, damage received minus 77% whenever as in movie bosses or Pure Saiyan's category enemy. So he has damage reduction against one of the most common units and characters in the entire game, which is Pure Saiyans. This is why this guy has been spoke about so much when it comes to Red Zone Movie Bosses Edition, or just Movie Edition, especially against Broly. While it doesn't matter that he has both, but technically Broly is a movie boss and a Pure Saiyan enemy, he also has type advantage against the hardest stage in the Red Zone Movie Edition against Broly. He has type advantage, you get him the 2 rainbow key spheres, he has the extra attack and defense plus 77%, he can super and raise his defense, and he has damage reduction of minus 77% versus movie bosses or Pure Saiyan category enemies, which of course Broly is both. So he tanks so well as a slot 1 unit, while you can have the LR Tech gods doing their thing in slot 2, not having to worry about them taking any attacks prior to supering, whether they're still stacking a little bit or you haven't transformed and you're massively raising their attack and defense on 18 key and greatly raising their attack and defense on 12 for the additional. This is why he is so good. He's literally the kryptonite of Broly and essentially the movie edition of Red Zone. That's why he's so good. Not to mention, he's going to be great in Super Battle Road, ESBR, GT Goku event, Vegeta event, any original Goku event missions you have, as long as they are Pure Saiyan enemies, and also any movie boss enemies you have in Super Battle Road or ESBR going forward. So he is pretty much the kryptonite of probably like 75% of the game, because of the amount of Pure Saiyan variant category units we have, like Gokus, Vegetas, etc. This is why he's so good. Then we have a Mega Shenron, who, when he came out in the JP version of the anniversary, a lot of global players, even though our anniversary obviously wasn't out yet, was like, his EZA just like cola, which I don't see as an issue. I get you kind of wanting a unique unit, but you've essentially almost got a cooler-like, Final Form Fizz Cooler EZA-like unit on all the categories Final Form Cooler's EZA doesn't go on. And Final Form Cooler's EZA is ridiculously good. So this is only a good thing. But when he EZAs, he does get Shadow Dragon Saga category key plus 3 HP and attack and defense plus 170. So Shadow Dragon Saga finally will have a 170 lead, which means I can also finally do my showcase around the Tech Sin. He's also a Fizz type lead, giving key plus 3 HP and attack and defense plus 100%. He raises defense by 30% on super, causes immense damage to enemy, and greatly lowers defense. On his passive, he starts with attack and defense plus 150. All enemies attack and defense minus 20%. It's not going to do much, but it's something. And then he gets attack and defense plus 10% with each attack performed up to 70%. Combined on top of this, which is 220, he launches an additional attack that has a medium chance of becoming a super, which means you're literally, as I said, the same with Final Form Cooler, you don't need to perform supers. With having a built-in additional, along with any dupe system, additionals you have, which naturally is a Fizz unit you're going to have anyway, even if you went all crit, which you probably did, he could potentially attack 3 times in one turn, and it's only on just attacks. No supers, just attacks, which means you could build this 70% off pretty quickly. And if they're supers, you're just doing even more damage, which is very nice. All I know is eventually when they hopefully release, and probably will release, a Transforming Sin to a Mega, this guy's going to link very, very well with them, which is great. And then we have, last but not least, the EZA Tech Ssj4 Gogeta, who is now a 170 lead for fusions. He is a Tech type lead, giving key plus 3 HP and attack and defense plus 100%. On super, he greatly raises attack and defense to 1 turn, which is by 50%. Causes immense damage to enemy and greatly lowers defense. Also, attack and defense plus 150. Extreme class enemies attack and defense minus 20% as well. Again, it won't do much, but it's something. Also has a high chance of attacks being effective against all types. I guess this would have been nice if this was guaranteed, but still, 50% chance of attacks being effective against all types is still quite good. Also gets an additional attack and defense plus 25% for 5 turns, with each super attack performed up to 50%, which obviously if you super attack twice in 1 turn, you can have that extra 50% for 5 turns altogether. He also has a great chance of evading enemy super attack and countering with tremendous power, which is a 70% chance, which is going to be very handy as well. It's a pretty decent EZA. And again, this is one of the funny ones where I can't remember which unit they started knocking, whether it was the Ssj4 Gogeta or this one's EZA, but everyone loved this guy's EZA and knocked in Ssj4 Gogeta, even though they are very similar in terms of what they do after this guy EZAs, which is very weird. Very, very weird. But his EZA is very good. I mean, every single EZA that kind of comes out of this celebration is very, very good. And of course, your boy's going to be covering them with showcases, taking them into ESBR, GT Goku event, Vegeta event, and eventually Red Zone. We're going to be covering all of that. There's going to be new stages of Ultimate Red Zone for both Movie Edition and GT Edition. I think it's an extra 2 stages that come out, and it's only going to get harder. We've also got the Fighting Legend Goku GT Edition missions and also the Fighting Legend Vegeta missions on top of that as well. The 2 new stages for the Movie Edition of Red Zone are going to be for Cooler, who, going through the guide all them months ago, you might want to be careful on this guy because he does have a KO. The KO super in his final phase. He can also do quite a bit of damage. So as I said, it's going to start getting more difficult now. And the level 4 stage is against Android 13 as well. And then we have the GT edition. And the next 2 stages are going to be against Rildo, who you literally cannot do nothing against. You can't seal, you can't stun, you can't lower attack and defense. Also, he will lock you, which is one of the most annoying things in the game. Not to mention, he's going to be doing a bit more damage as well. And again, he's locked. So that's dangerous. And the next one is also Baby, where he can also do a lot of damage. He can also stun you as well. So be careful, guys. As I said, it's getting harder at this point. I'm not sure what the new missions are for these. You might want to check yourself. But yeah, Red Zone is now getting harder. It's getting much harder. We have Super Sales, and then of course we're going to get the top legendary summon for the Kaio-Ken Goku and the Great Ape Vegeta. What will be quite interesting is, of course, Global not too long ago got the change to LR banners, where we have 3 featured units, but I'm pretty sure, because this is a top one, so it's going to be 2, so this is probably going to remain unchanged. These are all the units that are featured. If you are summoning, it's going to be very difficult to pull one of these, but at least there's 2 featured ones. The Kaio-Ken Goku is actually really, really good. He's an all-out struggle or final trump card lead, giving key +4, HP and attack and defense +150. On 12 key, he raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes mega colossal damage to the enemy. On 18, he massively raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes mega colossal damage to the enemy, while sacrificing 4% HP, which you're going to make back if you give him strength type key spheres, which he also has a kind of thing tied in his passive with, as you can see there. He also has an entrance animation where he activates the entrance animation once only, and key +3 and attack +70% for the rest of battle when facing an enemy whose name includes Vegeta at the start of the character's attacking turn. I mean, this guy does crazy damage anyway. To have an extra 70% on top of that is insane, especially with this. Also, he gets attack and defense +100%, key +7 for 7 turns from the start of turn, so you're hardly ever going to be struggling with key with this guy, unless your setup isn't that great around him. He gets an additional attack and defense +59% when performing a super attack, which is multiplicative, which means his attack and defense is going to jump up a bit. He gets an additional attack +59% if it is an ultra super attack as well, which is where this 7 key for 7 turns is going to come in handy. And also, he randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to strength key spheres, which is obviously going to help you get that 18 key, massive raise your attack and defense, on top of having key +7 for 7 turns, getting this on super, getting the extra 59% on ultra super attack. He basically supports himself. He is a strong, independent woman. He also has a high chance to perform a critical hit as well, which is great considering a lot of you may have him at 55%. But having a 50% chance to crit on top of all the damage he's going to do anyway means he's going to be doing ridiculous damage. He has his active skill where he greatly raises attack temporarily, causes ultimate damage, and stuns the enemy for 1 turn. Of course, you're mainly going to be able to only take advantage of that in events and stages where you can stun, so SBR and ESBR are going to be very handy to do that. You also can activate this when HP is 59% or below once only. His link sets Kamehameha, Z Fighters, Over in a Flash, Saiyan Lineage, Shocking Speed, Shattering the Limit, Legendary Power, and he goes on Pure Saiyans, Full Power, Goku's Family, Kamehameha, Final Trump Card, All Out Struggle, Turtle School, Bond Friendship, Accelerated Battle, Battle of Fate, Saiyan Saga, and Bond of Parent and Child, which this category isn't on global yet. That will come out when the Trunks and Vegeta do drop for Tanabata in December. Then we have my boy who, he's a weird one. He's good defensively, but he's built a little bit wonky for how you would want to run him and kind of run him optimally. So he is an Inhuman Deeds or Giant Ape Power category lead, giving key +4, HP and attack and defense +150. On 12 key, he raises attack for 1 time, causes colossal damage to the enemy. And on 18 key, he causes mega colossal damage to all enemies. Kind of weird how he has no SA effect on the 18. I mean, if it's an AoE, maybe he could have stunned. Maybe he could have raised something. I don't know, just something on top of that would have been good. He also has an entrance animation. He activates the entrance animation and gets ki +3 and attack +60% for the rest of battle around as an enemy whose name includes Goku, which is actually not too bad considering there's a whole event around him twice in Goku event and GT Goku event. Same with Vegeta, but there's only one. As I said earlier, with the Tech God Goku, most of the enemies are pretty much pure and hybrid Saiyan enemies in the game. Well, I didn't mention the hybrid Saiyan part, but a lot of them are pure and hybrid Saiyan enemies. Goku's the main character of Dragon Ball Z. Vegeta has a lot of variations and cards as well. It's not going to be uncommon for you to get those off. So also, he gets ki +3 in attack and defense +100%, plus an additional attack and defense +60% performing a super attack. Again, that's multiplicative. Gets an additional defense +60% if it's an ultra super attack. Guards all attacks. Guaranteed guard, by the way. And then gets an additional ki +3 in attack +30% within the same turn when guard is activated. Now, you're probably thinking, what's so wonky about him? Now, obviously, guaranteed guard is great. But typically with a unit that has guaranteed guard, you automatically are going to put them in slot 1 because not a lot of units in the game, even now, are good slot 1 units, are literally built to be slot 1 units. So you're going to want to put him in slot 1. The only thing is, he does nothing defensively on super. Okay. The only defense you're going to have is the defense +100% at the start of turn with the guard. So he's open to a little bit extra damage that you're not wanting. And he gets all his extra defense when performing a super attack, which again is multiplicative, which means it will jump up, which is attack and defense, but extra defense on super, and then gets an additional defense +60% if it's an ultra super attack. So the way you would ideally want it is slot 2 or slot 3, where you're going to super, you're going to get the extra attack and defense +60%, you're going to get the additional defense +60% if you get the 18 key off, and then you guard, and then he's at his defensive pinnacle, at his defensive best. He gets all that on super after he's, you know, and you're going to be putting him in slot 1, and he gets all that after he supers. So yeah, it's a tiny bit wonky of getting him at his best defensively. I mean, the way you would want it to happen is you have maybe minimal amounts of attacks in slot 1 before you super, and then all of them come after in that slot 1 spot after you supered, and then he can tank the best possible way he can. So yeah, it's a tiny bit wonky. He also has an active skill where he turns into a Great Ape. He turns into Giant Ape, can be activated when HP is 40% or less once only. You do have to lose quite a bit of health. His link skills are Saiyan Warrior Race, Royal Lineage over 9000, Transform, Saiyan Raw, Shining Limit, Legendary Power. His link set is a little bit meh because it's a bit all over the place with this and this. So yeah, it does kind of hurt him a bit. Eventually, when Nappa and Vegeta's LR get an easy A, it's going to help this unit a lot. He goes on Giant Form, Pure Saiyans, Dragon Ball Seekers, Vegeta's Family, Terrifying Conquerors, Final Trump Card, Inhuman Deeds, Giant Ape Power, Space Traveling Warriors, Gifted Warriors, Planetary Destruction, Accelerate Battle, Battle of Fate, and Saiyan Saga. So that's the Part 2 LRs coming out. They are pretty good. It's a shame my boy gets the short end of the stick once again, just like SSBE from Year 6, with being a little bit wonky on his passive. We also got Golden Weekend missions, which I think we'll still get. We've got another Kai summon, and that is everything coming in Part 2. Of course, the major things being the top legendary summon banner. They are both still pretty good anyway. It's just a shame, again, he's wonky. More missions for the Vegeta event, GT Goku event, which means more stones, more ticket summons if you care about them, new stages of Red Zone, which again means more stones. We're not going to get the tickets until we get the final stages yet for their banners, so you're going to have to be patient for those. And then the big things being the easy A's for the God Goku and Vegeta, and the easy A's for Fizz Mega Shenron, and the Tech Ssj4 Gogeta, which means also even more stones, as well as having some amazing easy A's. And don't forget as well, all of the tons of thanks tickets, the rainbow tickets you would have been earning by completing missions, where you can summon either on the 2 Dokkan Fest banners or the Part 2 LR banner, will be coming out during this as well, where you can choose where you summon on them. So yeah, that is everything coming in Part 2. I'll see you next video, guys, and push!